Welcome to the Trading with Venus podcast, where we help you establish strong trading habits, generate consistent profits, and create the lifestyle you desire for yourself and your family. Now your host, Raman Gill.
Welcome to episode 11 of Trading with Venus podcast. This is your all-around guy, Ryan.
And I'm Raman.
For our very special 11th episode, we will touch base on a subject that pretty much all beginners would like to know more about. How do you trade without emotions? Is it even possible? What do you say, Raman?
All right, Ryan, this is a question that we do hear a lot. And I have to say, I have never been a person who's been able to not have emotions. I'm a very intense person. For example, just watching movies, for example, I watched Marley and Me about that dog, and I have a dog that's getting up in the years. He's 14, and he's a big dog like that. And I cried throughout the whole thing. So just managing emotions, just not having emotions is not something that I've been able to practice.
Yeah.
And I feel when we bring ourselves to trading, we are the same person. I play ultimate frisbee, and it's something that I do with my husband twice a week. I've been doing this for years, but even now, every time I drop the disc, I'm upset, or every time we lose a game, I'm not too happy about it. And winning a game, scoring points is still, it brings so much thrill to me. So I would say just not having emotions is not an option for me. So when I go into trading, or when anybody goes into trading, as humans, we are emotional beings. So we can't just switch our emotions off. We cannot all of a sudden become robots. We are the same person outside in the rest of our lives as we are in trading. So I would say trading without emotions, at least for me, in my experience, is almost impossible. However, having said that, I can say that we can certainly manage our emotions. And this is something that I have practiced for a long time now. I used to be a very, very, very emotional trader. However, now I feel like if I take certain steps, it helps me manage my emotions better. I'm not sweating when the trade is going against me, and I am not, when the trade does go in my favor, I am excited about it. I like it. However, it's not that I'm just shooting through the roof. So I've been able to do that. So let me share 5 steps that I have taken personally in my trading that has helped me manage my emotions around trading.
Okay.
So the first thing that I feel that a person can do is preparation. Preparing the night before. So once the market closes, after the New Year close, I would suggest taking about half an hour or so and looking through your charts. Look at what trade setups were present that day, mark up your levels, where do you expect the market to go the next day, look at your news, catch up on your fundamental news, look what happened in the market, and just take some time to just have that preparation in place when you're going into the following day. Look at just knowing what to expect tomorrow, whether that it plays out in your favor or not. Just knowing that this is what's on the agenda, this is where your levels are, this is what you expect the price to do. Just knowing that will help you greatly. And then when you go in the morning, before you start trading, just have a quick review of what happened in the previous session. Let's say you're trading the London session, review the Asian session to see what happened. If you're trading the New York session, review what happened in the Asian and the London session. That, I find, will help you prepare, feel like you know what's going on, you're on top of it. And once you feel like you're in control of a situation, it will help you manage your emotions. It's the same thing as when I go to play. Let's say if I am running late, if I don't have enough time to practice, if I don't get to throw the disc a few times and practice my throw and practice my cuts, my confidence is not there. And that's what it makes a difference in how I play, because then it takes me longer to warm up. My throws are not quite as strong. I'm not as confident in some of my cuts. I may be more tentative. It throws off the game, and it takes me a while to get into it. And it's the same thing with trading as well. When you are not prepared, when you don't feel like you're in control of it, you may get that feeling, so you may have more emotions around that. The next thing is back testing. When you go back and back test your systems, I find you have more confidence in your system itself. I've talked to traders where they will say they know their system, they know what to do. However, when it comes to pulling the trigger, they aren't able to pull it. Or even with knowing what to do, they don't manage trades properly. They don't let their winners run, and they'll just cut it out short, and then the trade goes another 100 pips in their direction. So they just don't have that confidence to just stay with the trade. And I find back testing your system, making sure all your trading strategy or the setups are back tested. That way you have more confidence in it. Third thing that I find has helped me a lot is keeping track of multiple time frames. I find if you stick to just one time frame, let's say you are an intraday trader and you're only looking at a 5-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame will have a lot of noise in it. So if you're not keeping track of what's going on with your 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, or your daily charts, for example, you may see setups on a 5-minute chart that may be totally against the, let's say, the hourly, may look completely different on an hourly chart. So just knowing where the price is in relation to the different time frames will help a lot. Number 4, this is something that we don't hear a lot about in terms of trading. Everywhere that I have worked in the corporate world, we always have goals. Like we set up goals at the beginning of the year, and you're supposed to work on those goals, and then you have a plan on how you're going to accomplish those goals. However, when it comes to trading, I have barely heard anyone mention goals. Just in our life in general, we hear about goal setting, we hear about how to accomplish those goals, and how having those goals will actually keep us on track when it comes to hitting our targets. And I find we need to have goals in terms of our trading as well. And the goals have to be realistic. So let's say if you have a $2,000 account, don't try to double it every single month, because that is very, very difficult to do. And in trying to do that, you are basically looking for home runs every single time. And in trying to hit home runs, you will actually end up losing more than you would want to. So it's better to go slow and steady, have some realistic goals in place, and, reward yourself when you accomplish those goals. So that's what I would recommend is know what your goals are, and when they're hit, make sure you take the time to breathe, to congratulate yourself and reward yourself for actually accomplishing those goals. And the last one that I find really helps in controlling or managing your emotions is letting the trades come to you. When I am too antsy, I find I make worse decisions. So once you're prepared, you have your levels marked, you know where your support resistance areas are, you know where you're looking for trades based on the analysis that you have done, let the price come to you at those levels. Let the trade setups reveal themselves to you. Let the trade setups actually happen before pulling the trigger. Just because the price is at a certain level doesn't mean you just need to jump into the trade. Just wait for that confirmation if that's part of your trade plan. Just follow your trade plan as opposed to just jumping in just because the price is getting closer to your level and you're afraid that it may take off without you. Price usually doesn't move that fast. And if it's really moving that fast, that means there's a lot of volatility in the market. And it may be best to not do that, not be trading the market when there's that much volatility that it just takes off without giving you a chance to enter the trade. So just wait, sit on your hands, wait and watch, and let the trade setups reveal themselves to you. Once you find the trade that you're looking for and you've done all your homework, your confidence level will be much different than if you weren't prepared, you were just scared, and if you've back tested, then you know how many times that setup happens and how the trade plays out when you're in that setup. So that will give you more confidence to actually wait and then enter the trade when it actually sets up. Those are the 5 things or 5 steps that I have taken for myself, and that has helped me control my emotions or manage my emotions when I enter the trade and when I trade. So in terms of can you trade without emotions? I would say no. I am absolutely not a robot, and I have never been able to do that. But in terms of managing your emotions, Can you do that while trading? I would say absolutely you can, and I would say it's actually imperative that you manage your emotions while trading.
Thank you so much, Raman, for answering our question for today. And for our listeners, if you have questions that you'd like answered on the show, please send an email to questions@tradingwithvenus.com. Till next time, goodbye.
Bye for now.
If you want consistency in your trading, we invite you to join our daily market analysis calls, where we provide the levels to find the best entries and targets on an intraday basis. For a 1-week free trial, please visit www.tradingwithvenus.com. Thanks for joining us today. With much gratitude, your show host, Raman Gill.